Hello, everyone. Happy Brewery on a Wednesday night. You're all paying such close attention. You're all so excited. You guys just got here in time for the stand-up comedy show. So you can sit down and enjoy for free. Because all free things are good, aren't they? All right. That's it. Holy you get. But next time, I expect your attention. All right. Welcome to Wayward Wednesday, the happiest night of the week. We're all going to have such a good time, especially those of you who are going to go up later. All right, guys. My name's Million. I'm your host for tonight. Again, Million is a weird name. I understand that. I have a weird name because I'm from another country. And when we moved here when I was a little kid, one of the first things I learned, along with how much you guys hate foreigners, is how much you hate people that are weird and have weird names and are different from everyone else. Do you guys remember in elementary school there was that game in gym class that had like a big parachute going into the gym, like in the 90s? They had a big parachute, and you go in, and they would take all the kids who were named Josh and Kevin, and they would line up in a giant army on one side of the gym. And they would just beat the shit out of everyone else. You guys remember that? That's how it happened. There were hundreds of them. There was Josh and Kevin against the world, and they won. They took everything. Those guys are all of our bosses now. Josh and Kevin's. I fucking hate those guys. But no, the point is, you know, I was a weird kid growing up. I never really fit in. At this point, my preferred pronouns are we and us, you know, just so I can feel like I'm a part of something for like a minute. It's just, I just never really felt like I belonged. And then, you know, first of all, so don't feel bad for me. I figured it out. Like, so I'm from another country, right? Serbia. And over there, you know, I went back and I didn't even really feel like I fit in there. I would go to like restaurants and like fast food restaurants, and they would offer me, you know, like the meal deal. But the slang for that over there, I don't know any of the slang. And the way they say it over there is "saktio," which, if you translate it literally, means with action. With action, I'm gonna be like taking bets as to whether I'm gonna shit my pants or not. Like, because you know, spoiler alert, I have IBS, so the fix is in. It's happening. Yeah, let's put another 20 down on that. This meal will pay for itself. The first time I found my culture actually in this country was when I first started smoking weed. That's how I made all my friends. That's how and so like today was always a special day for me growing up. 420 was like my favorite day of the year. I love it. And then weed became legal and I lost fucking everything, man. Ruined everything. Like corporate weed, I was so happy when April of 2020 just got ruined for all of like the pot fest. Yeah, we're gonna have vendors and t-shirts and fuck you, man. We're gonna sit in our living room smoking joints like God intended by ourselves for 6 months. That's what that was. Yeah, 2020 was a fun couple months. I got real into it by myself. I enjoyed it. Anybody else? Are you guys really stoned today as well? Like everyone else, wake up and smoke several joints and then go play disc golf. You know, the preferred activity for the intoxicatedly inclined. I got a bunch of like thorns and shit in my hoodie from it. It's I don't know. It's nice being stoned all day and then coming and doing like some stand-up comedy. It's good to hang out with you guys. Oh man, I just wish like the kids could experience weed the way it used to be, you know, like in the good old days. Like, you know, you walk into a legal weed store now, it's like you feel like one of those like goth kids from the 80s the first time they saw Hot Topic. Like, what the fuck is this? Where's the couches and like the TV showing a random episode of Arrested Development? Like, where's that guy named Cody that's gonna like talk to me about Primus for fucking 3 hours before I can buy my weed, so that his mother doesn't wonder why people are coming over for only like 10 minutes all day? What the fuck is that about? You know, that's it. If you're wearing, I found this out, it's very funny to me. If you're wearing a Primus t-shirt and somebody says, hey, nice shirt, it's code for, hey, I used to do a lot of drugs in college. That's what it means. All right, are you guys ready to laugh at some other people? Because I wrote down a lot more jokes, but I feel like I have enough time. I'm going to be up here a lot making jokes about everyone else's jokes, so you guys got to put up with me. I'm going to bring someone up to the stage. one of our favorite Wayward folks. In fact, this whole list, there's like 10 of us, guys. We all know each other. We're all friends here. It's your best friend, TJ Jones.
He tried to give me the beer.
The wrong object.
Oh, how you doing, folks? Everybody doing good? Yeah, I'm kind of fat. I just turned 50, and I decided that I would start trying to improve myself because I was getting out of the shower one morning, sorry for the mental image, and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh man, that's a fucking bummer, dude. I look like a scarecrow if a scarecrow was made from a bag of dead hamsters with a volleyball for a head. I look like a fat Nosferatu. But I wasn't always fat though. I used to be really skinny. I was so skinny, in fact, that if you saw me walking down the street or you were meeting me for the first time, you would probably think to yourself, oh man, that's such a shame. That guy must be on crystal meth. And it's because I was on crystal meth. I was a meth addict for almost 12 years. I get asked all the time what that was like, and I just gotta say it was fucking great. It was really good. I miss it every day. No, I'm just kidding. One thing about when you're doing meth all the time is that you are surrounded by quality people. Okay? That's one thing for sure. But I'm happy to say that I turned it around. I've actually been sober. It's coming up on 10 years now. Yeah, you can applaud for that. I need to finish part of the joke. But it's not going to last. I'm planning my relapse as we speak. It's going to be fucking epic, okay? Definitely going to take a lot of people down with me. I'm for sure going to do that. I got sober because I got into trouble, and I wound up in trouble with the law, and I wound up having to go to counseling. And what counseling really did for me was it really made me hate drug counselors. I always thought that they were full of shit, and I thought that they were enablers. They were always saying things like, "Oh, addiction is a disease, and you have no power over it." And I was always like, "No, addiction is not a disease. Lupus is a disease. You can't go out all night doing too much lupus, and then wake up in the morning like, oh man, I am never doing lupus again. That was too much lupus. Oh man." The other thing that they kept saying over and over again was that even though I was not in a 12-step program, they would say over and over again that I needed to find a higher power. And I'm an atheist. What the fuck am I supposed to say that? I was like, you know what? I really don't want to be part of your fucking weird sobriety cult. And and it turns out they were wrong because I never found a higher power, and I've been sober for 10 years. So fuck you, people who tried to help me. The people in counseling that I was in counseling with were just pieces of shit, okay? They were pieces of shit. They took no responsibility for themselves. They always wanted to blame, their upbringing or their boyfriend or their girlfriend. And you would think that I would have sympathy, empathy for my fellow addicts, and I just don't. I just don't. I'm addicted to those shows like Intervention and Dope Sick Nation. I love those shows. I'm addicted to those shows. But my reaction to the people on those shows is much different than most people. Most people are like, oh, I really hope this person gets some help. And my thinking usually is like, wow, I really just hope this guy ODs and dies. Because he's just a fucking drain on society and a drain on his parents. Thank you for laughing at that. Many times that part of the joke does not work. It's because I hate it when people paint all drugs with the same brush. Where they're like, oh, drugs are bad. All drugs are bad. Have you guys ever tried Advil? Advil is the shit, man. That stuff is so good. I am so glad that somebody discovered Advil, all right? And I buy the good shit, too. I buy those little blue capsules that dissolve really quick. I spring for the good shit. Because if I take anything else, it takes a lot longer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I think this shit is bunk, dude. What the fuck, man? Call my dealer. Get my fucking gun. We're gonna go. Oh, wait, it's Advil. That's right. It's not meth. Okay. The only thing worse than a person who takes too many drugs is a person who doesn't do enough drugs, okay? Those people that are like, you know what, I'll just take a half a pill. Fuck those people, man. God made hits for a reason, okay? You gotta take the whole thing in order to get the full effect. And, it's like those people that eat half a donut, Like, you ever go into the box of donuts at work and you open it up and there's a fucking half a donut in there and you're like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Who the fuck eats half a donut? And then I end up eating a donut and a half. I always eat that half a donut. So I do know that it's, everybody's so excited for 420 and for weed to be legal. I am not. I say that I'm sober, but I have been smoking pot lately, and it's not going well at all. I know that most people enjoy it because it gives them a sense of well-being and it's relaxing and all those things. But for me, it's just being trapped in a hellish landscape with a person that I really don't like, me. And like I take a hit of weed, and this is what happens to me. Is everybody? Am I being cool? I don't know what to do with my arms. I'm gonna go walk over here. No, this is not the spot. Somebody will say something to me, and I'll be like, yeah, right? I don't even know what the fuck that person just said. What the fuck? God damn it. It's just, I'm just gonna look here for a second. It's just turning on. Why do I wear this fucking hat all the time? Such a stupid fucking hat. Come on, just let it go, TJ. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Folks, you've been a great crowd. My name's TJ Jones, and I will be here every week until the end of time with your host, Julian.
TJ is living proof of my theory that you have to do enough hallucinogens in high school that you don't end up in your 40s still talking about chakras, you know what I mean? Like there's a threshold that you have to surpass, otherwise you just turn into one of those fucking people. TJ figured it out, he got the right amount. All right, guys, coming up next to the stage is one of our favorites, Tasha.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm Tasha Sally, and I will. If anybody next to you is looking confused, we'll just send them on out. I told that joke to a bunch of squares one time, and I just got blank stares. They said, well, you know what, I get it. Goes over so much better when you know what tossing salad is. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can Google it under eating ass. Oh, I tell you what, I get the IBS. I get it. I totally understand. Put that together with allergies. Every time you sneeze, you just, well. All right, so listen, I'm going to be talking about sex and about drugs. So if anybody's going to be offended, I suggest you just lighten the fuck up. And I got to go there because you got to write what you know, right? Okay, so first of all, let me just say this. Ladies, if you squirt, you need to warn somebody. Okay? Because it's one thing if you're like this. It's another thing if you're like this. I was eating this chick out. She was up on top of me. I must have been good because she started to go. I said, oh, Lord, this is how I'm going to die. She's one of those thick girls. You know, with thick eyes. She had me pinned down and shit. I said, oh, Lord. I didn't get waterboarded. I just got pussy boarded. But you know, it might be deadly, but you can survive sometimes with some injuries, though. Who's ever had some sex injuries? Got yourself hurt?
Right here.
You know, like one time, I had some bruises under my tongue. I said, what the hell? I don't know what, it's as if something hard was just slamming itself in there. And then one time, this guy had these two funny little bruises right over here. I realized it was my eye makeup. So I had one friend who says to me, I'm gonna lick up your thigh to your little pussy. I said, baby, if you want my little pussy, you're gonna need a time machine. But I do keep it together now. Flex. Come on, do it with me, girls. Flex. 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 You know, yeah, you gotta keep it in shape. I got a tight pussy and loose morals. It's also called the life of the party. When my sister was pregnant with her first baby, they were measuring the baby and saying, you know, this and that, and you might be a candidate for episiotomy. And she was scared. And then they told her, well, we're probably gonna do a C-section, and she was really scared. I said, girl, if they're gonna cut something and stitch it up, and it might not ever be the same, let it be your stomach. I'm just saying.
You know what?
All right, so listening to me, you might think that I'm a promiscuous drug addict. No. Well, but you know, yeah, drugs are kind of interesting. You know, and they make some people interesting. Met this guy was visiting from California. He says, I'm looking for some coke and some pussy. I said, dude, this is Santa Fe. We might could find some meth and some cock. Yeah, drugs, you know, it's like a vicious cycle. You know, you do drugs, they make you forget. And I keep forgetting not to do drugs. I just, you know, I find myself all fucking faded and go, oh, that's right, I forgot. That's all right. I'm not working on it. I've got some lightweight friends though. If you're, you know, if you're into real, you know, the good grass that they have now. I don't know, I hear it. That's what they have. But I'm smoking with a girlfriend, and all of a sudden we're sitting there, and she says, I don't feel well. I went, oh, goddamn, I gotta get some more of that shit. Oh, but I have, you know, I've got a kind of built-in tolerance for stuff. I'm third generation smoking grass. And, yeah, my parents were into some good hard drugs. One time I asked my mom, it was around her 65th birthday, and she said, I said, Mom, what'd you do for your birthday? She said, I dropped a tab of acid. I said, what? When was the last time you did that? She goes, I don't know, January? So not only do I put the fun in functioning drug addict, but I'm a cougar. I don't have a joke about that, I'm just putting the word out. I had this fellow who was trying to get at me and he thought I was playing hard to get. I wasn't playing. I am hard to get, but not impossible. Oh, well, like I've told so many of you, I've been married 30 years, so I date. I'll be sitting right over here. Okay, so if you're planning on committing a crime, I have some advice for you. First of all, plan very carefully. Secondly, execute extremely carefully. Build a credible alibi and commit the crime in the 70s. Because they, you know, they can figure all that shit out now. But the 70s, I mean, any of you who remember the 70s, was back when XXX movies were in the theater. And maybe you can't picture your parents sitting in the theater at a XXX movie, but guess what? Your piano teacher could. Remember Slim Jims? They changed the ingredients, but it used to say beef lips, and all this spice. I always wondered if they were required to say lips, or if that was to let you know that it wasn't anything worse than lips. Remember feathered hair? And if you didn't have the right kind of hair, you ended up looking like you had a couple of corn dogs stuck to your face. Yeah. Cigarette ads on TV, cigarettes everywhere. You can smoke everywhere, restaurants, planes, your doctor's office, right? Kids in bars. Or as a kid, you could go to the store and pick up cigarettes and beer for your parents, which is cool because as long as your candy money held out, you were there, right? Oh, good times. Thanks, you guys.
Hell yeah, give it up for Tasha. All right, so, coming up next to the stage, we have another one of our wayward regulars, or waverites, if you will. Here comes Jessie Lee.
Oh, hi. I once got told I looked like a cross between the guy from Lost and the guy that sings the Somewhere Over the Rainbow song. I was like, I can't, I need to lose weight. Took real well. I call this bit outdated political jokes. I think there's a substantial amount of people, more than one, that when they were looking at the presidential ballot, they saw a Hillary Clinton and said, I'm not voting for that dude again. Thank you, that was probably a few years ago. A lot of people probably came out here tonight for the same reason George Bush started a war in the 90s. Just us. You guys remember that one? Right, not that that's not good. Everyone turning out. Anybody here over 30?
Yes.
You guys remember that one time you woke up and you were tired? Yeah, it's been like that You'll never get that. You know how related though, kind of? You know how people act when they get like ID'd in a bar, and they're clearly like over 30-ish, right? But they still go like, oh, my ID? Oh, where is it? I haven't reached for it forever. That's how I act when like someone asks me if I smoke weed. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. I'm surprised you had to ask. It's weird. This stopped working, so I'll remember.
Just keep the crutches out from under.
Yeah, right? I actually have to remember it, you know. All right, I know there's humor in this. I'm gonna force it out of you guys. You guys ever been in like a job interview?
Yes.
Wow, okay. That's right. So you ever watch like a TV show and someone's having a job interview?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Now, normally the thing goes, right, there's the person who has the job and the person who's looking for the job, right? And I'm always the person looking for the job, of course. But recently I was in Vegas and they had a huge hiring event after everyone decided COVID no longer existed. And so I showed up to this huge warehouse where they pushed everyone into a small space and just rapid fired interviewed them. And at first I thought that was fine. You know, I basically just go off my resume anyway. Like I have nothing cool to say in an interview for a bartender. Like, I don't know what's so interesting in an interview that I can lay out as a bartender. For like a regular service bar in a casino. I'm not talking about doing flares like Tom Cruise, you know, like flipping shit, all right, getting really fancy with it, putting on a fucking Cirque du Soleil show. I'm talking about, you know, like the waitress comes up and says, I need a fucking Tom Collins. And I'm, okay, sorry, here you go. Like, where in the interview process do I really hammer that down? And then how do I do it if it's a group interview with somebody in a different field, right? I'm sitting there as a bartender and somebody's a front desk clerk for a hotel and the person trying to hire us is in charge of pool recreations at a different hotel. What is the point of this fucking interview? It's like, here's my resume, forward that along. That's all that's gonna happen. We really gonna spend 20 minutes after I waited 2 hours for this? And not only that. Now imagine being in that position when I have to go first. Like, you know, Jessie, what have you done in your recent job that was above and beyond Call of Duty, right? As a bartender. I don't know, somebody didn't tip that well, I kept talking to them. Somebody sent a drink back, and I just went ahead and made them new one. I don't know. The manager's like, no, money. I'm like, no, fuck it, he can just have it however he wants. You know? Okay, that's great. You, front desk clerk person, wannabe. It says you don't have experience in being a front desk clerk, but something along housekeeping? Oh yeah, I used to take care of mentally challenged kids. Okay? That really sets the bar. Like I was already like kind of coasting down here and stepped right over that. Okay. How did you go above and beyond while you were a housekeeper for the mentally challenged? Well, sometimes I worked off the clock because the parents of these mentally challenged had to work 2 jobs to take care of the kids. So on like holidays and stuff, I just volunteer and take care of these kids myself. That's you, Jessie. That's a memorable experience you left a customer with. I baked a pina colada once. She was thrilled, right? Memorable experience from you. I made a quilt where each square depicted a different child that was challenged. I donated that to an orphanage. Anyway, poor lady, can we hurry this along? I'm already like done here. I am fucking spent. I got nothing. Joy, what should I have done in that situation? To make shit up? Like try to one up her? Like, oh yeah? Well, I once saved a mentally challenged kid from somebody who was being kidnapped. Yeah, from somebody who was trying to kidnap them. That's right. I fucking drew a sword and I stabbed her. That's right. I went to battle for these mentally challenged kids. What have you done? Oh, you sat there and watched Nickelodeon with them? Cool. Yeah, I guess that's really going above and beyond. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. Okay.
It's just to like snap you out of the meeting.
Got it. Remember that one?
Oh, I can do that.
Phil will tell it later.
Yeah, right. Oh, geez, you guys ever been to jail? Woo! Jail's fun, man. That's a good old time. I showed up to jail 3 o'clock in the morning on July 4th. It was a small cell like this big. There were already 12 other guys there. And so my space was beside the toilet, on the concrete. And so throughout, the 3 hours I'm trying to sleep, there were people like throwing up next to me while I'm trying to sleep, but taking a shit, whatever. It's jail. I don't have to like build it up. You guys know it kind of sucks. 2 stars, one. The burrito they fed me in the morning was stellar, though. So it was my first New Mexican green chili burrito. Waking up in the morning like, hey, you want a burrito? I'm like, what's going on here? They already gave me cornflakes and a lard cake. What more should I be getting here? Oh, bro, you better eat it. That's all you're gonna get. Okay, this is delicious. Jail ain't so bad. You make these here all the time? No, once a month. You got really fucking lucky. But things, were dour in that situation. Everyone's sitting there waiting, to go to the worst jail. But the fucking jail keep would come by, like spinning his, key, like happy, cheering, like, hey guys, how's it going today? And as the day would go on, he'd start calling people out for judgment. And he'd bring people up and he'd be like, hey, heard you had trouble finding your keys last night when you were getting into your car. Decided to just smash the window out of nowhere, huh? Yeah, bro, that was my friend's car. Oh, did he tell you to take it home? Yeah, he was drunk. Okay. Instead of the judge. Yeah, that guy was hilarious. It's like you've never really captivated an audience until you held your audience captive. Thank you. Jessie. Yeah, I'm gonna be, I've got like a 6-minute timer at the end of which I'll probably let you finish what you're talking about, and then if you see a light, it means, wrap it up. Yeah, exactly. Coming up to the stage next, it's great. We all know each other. I don't even have to build anybody up. You guys know what you're in for. Here comes Tomas Cabildo. Thank you guys. Hi. How's everybody doing? Good. So this is a very special day. I know you all know. It's Hitler's birthday. I bet you didn't think I was gonna go to that one. The whitest person up here. So my name is Tomas Cabildo. If you're wondering. If you're looking at me and you think that doesn't match, you're right. I don't look like a Tomas. I look like I could have been an Adam. No, so growing up with the name, obviously, Cabildo, you get a lot of weird things with Cabildo. I mean, what do you think rhymes with Cabildo? Anybody? Just yell it out. There was way too many of you who fucking yelled out. First of all, fuck you. Yes, dildo. Dildo is what it rhymes with. I recently, a lot high school, was rough for obvious reasons. It makes a great company, Cabildo's Dildos. It's gonna be great. We'll have seasonal dildos. Peppermint. It's gonna be growing up, kind of the way the name, we kind of grew up with it, but the way that everyone in my school figured out was over the intercom. In high school, so I was sitting in class, right, and we were all just hanging out, no one was thinking about it, and I hear over the intercom just someone yell, "Can a Thomas Cadildo please come to the office?" I didn't get up. I sat there for a minute, and obviously, everyone was looking around. I was like, "Thomas Cadildo? What the fuck is that?" Then it came again. Can a Thomas Cadildo? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I got up, and of course, everyone laughed, and my life was ruined. So I'm not smart. I don't know if you guys know that. Why did someone just say, yeah? Yeah, that guy looks stupid as fuck. I'm not smart. I know I'm not smart because Creed plays through my head every single day. That's when you're supposed to laugh. All right, I'll move on from that one. All right, fine. Growing up was rough for me. I had a very conservative father. I don't know if you can tell that from me. Also, I felt funny that the person who was wearing all black, and then I'm also wearing. I'm not gonna rob you. I just thought it looked good for my monochrome kind of thing. Growing up was rough. My dad was very, very conservative. I was growing up very Baptist, Southern Baptist, I should tell you. Which is weird because our slogan at our church was, "We have great coffee and great chicken." And it was weird because it was a completely white fucking place. I'm not trying to say that as if we weren't open to that, but everyone was fucking white. White as shit. And growing up in, and like, I knew they were wrong. I looked at them and it was like, you know, the breading would fall off. It was like, this ain't right. This ain't how it's supposed to fucking go, guys. Yeah, so growing up, obviously, conservative. My dad was very, very, very religious. Like playing video games was hard for me. I would try to play like fighting games, right? And in fighting games, I don't know if you know how they work, you know, like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all that kind of stuff. In fighting games, you have to do like a tower kind of thing. You have to fight everyone to get to the ultimate punch dude who's gonna punch the world away. I don't fucking know. The stories aren't good. So you have to fight them, and you have to fight female characters. And my dad would always watch us play these games, and anytime a female character come on, he'd just be like, skip it. I'm like, I can't fucking do that. I have to beat this bitch. I have to beat her down. I'm sorry, Father. But and then he would look at me and look back and be like, all right, close your eyes. It's like, I can't really Hadouken and Tensei Teryuken this bitch into the nether realm with this fucking shit. I have to do it. But I would do it to appease my father, right? I was a good son. And I would do this, and then eventually, as I got older, I figured out what you said. I would do that to appease my father, right? Sorry, relapse. And eventually, as I grew older, I was like, hey, Dad, why did you want me to do that? And, you know, me being the kid that I was, conservative growing up, Christian and kind of stuff, I was expecting the answer to be like, oh, you know, it's not hard. It's wrong to hurt women. You know, women are sacred. Good. You can't hurt women. Now, my dad looked me dead in the eye and was like, oh, women can't fight. And that's a great thing to tell a 12-year-old impressionable boy. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm done, guys. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Asking for a card. They're shaped like penises. All right. Your next comic is also kind of shaped like a penis. Give it up for Evan Gelber.
Yeah, I was gonna go with a handsome thumb with a beard. You know, I do look like a handsome thumb with a beard. I wish I could grow hair in places where it actually mattered or was significant. Unless I'm missing some benefit of having hair grow out of your ears. And I'm so not talking about like the hair in your ears that everybody else has. I have hair coming out of the tops of my ears, strong trunks of hair, like luxurious thick hair, like my ears have a scalp. And it's just all gone from here over to here. And if I don't trim my eyebrows, if I don't maintain all of this, I just look like a great horned owl, basically. You know, like this is all. I look like if you pulled my string, I would just say racist catchphrases, right? Like, I love Morgan Wallen, or you know, like stereotypes exist for a reason, or like, why is there no White History Month? You know. I look like an extra from American History X, and I don't mean to. It's not on purpose. This look is not based on party lines. It's based on my hairline and my jawline. I just have to work with what I've got. I'm actually half Jewish. You know, the bottom half. Hey, this guy knows what I'm talking about. What I mean by that is I have bad knees and hairy feet, and my hip gets a little, you know, and the other half of me is German, and it wants to exterminate the Jewish half, which is why I had a vasectomy. No, I did have a vasectomy, but that's not why. It's really just because kids are terrible, you know? Like, kids are an STD. Let's be real. Kids are like herpes that only comes back when it needs money. You know? Like,
It's so true.
Kids are terrible. I don't want kids. Who wants me having kids? That's why I had a vasectomy. You know, if a young, enterprising woman who recognizes that we're overpopulated and on a dying planet wanted to take it upon herself to have her tubes tied for the betterment of humanity, she has to have a letter from her husband and her priest and her father, all saying that she is a witch and cannot bear children unless they become the spawn of Satan, and that is why it is medically necessary for her to have her tubes tied. I got my referral for my vasectomy from my psychiatrist. It was, yeah, he didn't even really try to sell me on it. It was just like, yeah, this seems like the right thing for you, you know? It didn't ask any questions. It was covered by my insurance as preventative, which is kind of an insult, but I get it, you know? Like, and, you know, I just think it's, the fucking world is ridiculous. But what I lack in viable sperm, I make up for in depression. Which, you know, unlike STDs, is not contagious, they say, but I'm already bumming some of you guys out, so I don't know. I have depression. I call it, and sometimes it just feels like I'm stuck on a radio station and I can't change the channel. I call it tuning into K-Fuck Radio. It's like, you're tuning into K-Fuck Radio, bringing you the top 40 ruminating months that make you want to dance yourself up a fucking bridge. I'm gonna die alone, girl, gonna die so alone. It's K-Fuck Radio, KFUC, can't deal with it because you don't have a choice. You're turning into K-Fuck Extreme, bringing you all the top 10 ruminating thoughts that make you want to beat your head against the wall. Crawling in my skin, my life's a Linkin Park song. Or K-Fuck Starlight! Welcome to K-Fuck Starlight, bringing you all of your deepest fears and insecurities at full volume. I'm gonna die alone!
Welcome to K-Fuck Public. It's KFUC, K-Deal. Reminding you that the public is really the most irritating thing. Let's go ahead and take a word from one of our sponsors, shall we?
Evan, this is your father. Just wanted to tell you that I can send you some more money, buddy. And I got a friend in town that has a temp agency.
This is a real voicemail that I got one time, by the way.
I have a friend in town with a temp agency. We'll find you a job, bud. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry.
Bienvenido a Radio K-Fuck, Radio KFUC, que bueno, Radio 0.0. Tú eres un puto, tú eres nada. That's all I got for you guys.
Hell yeah, buddy, up the Galper. That's who that was. The voice of Radio K-Fuck, which will now be in your own head when you hate yourself every day. Every day I wake up and I hate myself and I think about it. All right, going next to the stage. I bullied her into going up here tonight. Don't think you want me next. Here comes Katherine, my rose.
Thank you. Can you guys believe the weather we've been having? It's been like really nice. Except for the wind kind of like blusters in the afternoon, and my allergies have been like super bad. Has anyone else had a similar conversation to that, like at any time this week, that makes you kind of want to kill yourself? Because I somehow find myself falling victim to that, even though I hate it. And I'm just like, I get in a little awkward silence and I'm like, don't do it, Katherine. Anything but the weather. Always the fucking weather. Or allergies. That's been my real new one. But that's part of the reason that honestly I can't wait to be old. Like that sounds like a really good time to me. Because old people don't have to give a fuck anymore. And I gotta be honest, they kind of earned it. Like I think about how many bad days I have had in my like very short 26 years of life. My grandparents have experienced at least 3 times as much fuckery, assuming that happens at a steady yet constant rate. I don't really know the statistics. I just feel like when I'm old, I'll never have to talk to one of those annoying Zodiac girls ever again. Like you know what I'm talking about, right? Like they're like, I mean, you can't blame me for cheating on Chet. Because I'm a Gemini. Like, no! You didn't cheat on your boyfriend because you're a Gemini. You cheated on your boyfriend because you're a shitty fucking person. Oh my god, they're gonna be crazy. Geminis. Stand back, we got a zodiac girl in the house. But it's okay. Honestly, like, the one thing that is a little bit stepped down is those people who like celebrate their birthday for the entire month of their birthday. Does anyone have a friend like that? Is anyone one of those people? Esther, go. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, because it's just a stupid vie for attention, because that has to be the least interesting thing about you. Literally every single thing that has ever lived and been born has a birthday. You stretching it for an entire month is not making you any more special. I'm sorry. God. But I do have to be honest, I am really enjoying the weather lately. Like, I'm oh, okay. That was just my transition, but I'm glad because I'm such a sucker for skipping work for anything that sounds more interesting than serving tables. And I'm kind of bad about it. Like, literally anything more interesting than showing up and pretending to be nice to middle-aged people will get me out of work. I'll be like texting my manager at like 10 p.m. I've been shitting all night. I don't want to be shitting on the floor in the restaurant. But I mean, honestly, what does he expect? I'm a Sagittarius. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another one of our favorite people who is here every week. He's here again this week. He's got some jokes for you. He's coming to the stage right now. Give it up for Lucas Scorpata.
Hello. Isn't it wonderful to be here on 420? Like, the state is on fire and so is Rio Doso. We're blazing it up. I agree with you. We need to talk more about sex. We do not talk enough about sex. He said we've got 6 minutes before we got to wrap it up. I thought, what the fuck, is this bukkake going to happen or not? Is this a marathon orgy? What the hell's going on? Oh, now you guys are sensitive about sex. I mean, how the hell did y'all get here? Somebody had to get fucked. And hopefully they enjoyed it. Right? I mean, certainly I hope my mom did.
Yeah.
You know, people wonder, they always ask, did you have sex with the girl? And I said, of course not, because the first time I saw pussy, I was coming out of it and said, never again, never again. Let me do that again. Never again. Oh God, I hate slip and slide. My dad slipped it in and I slid right out. You know, I never ever get stoned and get on stage. Although I will say that the last time I did, I woke up between two Marines. they were so horny they would have fucked a seal. And not just one with legs, with flippers too. That joke does better in San Francisco. Where there really are Marines. You know, and somebody was talking about dildos. I think Tomas was talking about dildos. I can guarantee, Tomas, I have more dildos than you. I probably have. I know. I have more dildos than probably anyone here. I do, you know. I even have wooden dildos. I never get splinters though. Although I will tell you that splinters hurt more than a dildo. I thought that joke was funny. I'm working on a new business. It's called Pravada and Friends Erotic Art Gallery, where we're actually selling wooden dildos. So if anyone wants one. Good, I got them. You know, sometimes an old pipe can make you rich. I dated a man who was so old. When he gave me a hickey on my neck, his denture stayed on there. You know, and here's the truth. He was Google rich. The first time I dated him was in 2007. He was dating another guy, so it was a three-way relationship. Sometimes those are so much easier. But anyway, the other guy, the other boyfriend, the other twink, because he was the sugar daddy. The other boyfriend, he would walk around the house saying, horny, horny, horny. And I thought, this guy really loves sex. Well, he was Asian the entire time. He was trying to say, honey, honey. Anyway, you need an Asian in the audience for that joke to go down. I was in Puerto Vallarta and I'm allergic to gluten, so my throat swelled up to the size of a dime. And so I couldn't go down on anyone except one guy. I named him Chopsticks. I was being generous. I should have named him Chopstick because he was Asian. But anyhow, whatever. Cheeks closed. You know why Cheeks closed? They closed and they had to demolish it because there's so much semen in the place when you walked in there. They're turning it into an in and out. Can you believe that? Cheeks into an in and out. It's fitting. It really is fitting. At least it's not a come and go. Oh, God. I want to invent a product. It's called Shaft Vodka, where you shut the fuck up and just swallow. Glory holes are just as good as your imagination. They can be your oyster. You gotta know what a glory hole is. If you don't, my mom doesn't know what a glory hole is yet. She thinks it's a place where I go kneel and pray. I mean, I do kneel, but I am praying. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. She wanted me to get married and have kids. I told her gays were not meant to have kids, we were meant to swallow them. She went and Googled swallowing babies. Small hands make a penis look big. And a small body makes a penis look big. I know I've been to way too many bathhouses. Palm Springs. I love they call me a gold digger. I'm not a gold digger, I'm a diamond digger. And I know because this one took me 3 weeks of blowjobs in Palm Springs. Okay, let's see. We should talk more about sex. How the fuck do you think? Oh, I've already used that joke. Everyone wants sex. My dog, when I first got her, she started humping my leg. I said, no, it's not that type of relationship, Mari. Only guys are allowed to hump my leg, and after only a few drinks that they put into me. But it's okay. I love my little dog. She's a little lesbian from Los Alamos. That's what we adopted her. Yeah, that joke is better in Los Alamos too. Keep moving on. This really did happen. So I have, when I collect things, I collect a lot of things. You were saying about dildos. I probably have, I don't know, Adam and Eve sent me so many one time. I was off traveling and I had all my boxes shipped to my parents. My dad opened up the box. There was like tons of dildos, like $1,500 worth of dildos, because I used to write for a gay magazine, but it was published bi-monthly. They were just confused. Anyway, pride and equality. Anyhow, he opened up the box. And I said, Dad, you never want to open up a box. There might be a dildo in the box. Okay, so this did happen. I have a bedroom at my parents' house. I was using in my restroom was a bottle of lubricant, and my dad used my restroom, and he saw the bottle of lubricant, and he's like, So about a few weeks later, I didn't notice it was gone. A few weeks later, he comes and says, hey, Shiny, is this lubricant for gay stuff or for cars? I said, Dad, it's for gay stuff. It works great on parts. Well, when gays name their bottle of lube gun oil, what is a straight man supposed to think? I said, Dad, do not use it on your guns. It might explode. That's a true story. Oh my God. And I've taken so many shots to the face, I had to bring my notes on stage because I can't remember a thing. I don't know if I've got cataracts or chlamydia. Okay, one last joke. People ask what's my pronoun. To me, it's he, she, them, it. I haven't quite decided yet. Until my penis stops working, I'm gonna keep it. Once I need to get on Viagra, I'll just pull a Caitlyn Jenner and say, snip it off. Well, the truth is that I am Sephardic Jew, I'm Spanish Jew. 8% of me is Jewish. The other 2% they snipped off. My name is Lucas Corbata. I hope you guys have a wonderful 420. Thank you, Lillian.
Okay. Lucas Corbata, he's only 10%. All right, guys. First of all, I want to say it is last call for the kitchen. If you guys want some food, now is the time. Talk to your wait staff. They will help you get some food in your belly so you can have another beer and still drive safely. That's how that works. Coming up next to the stage, we got a Philip King down here all the way from Colorado. He's on his way through. I think he's heading to Arizona next.